This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. A banger of a 3-hour program lined up today. Among our guests, Nick Whalen, coming up in 30 minutes to preview Monday Night Football. Professional sports bettor Paul Bovey in studio in an hour. And Warren Sharp in 90 minutes. Week 1 observations, Week 2 numbers, maybe a little Monday Night Football with Warren at that time. And Paulie, obviously a ton of National Football League talk tonight. We're going to hit the Monday night game a couple times. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't want to overreact, but always, Week 1 is always one of the best times of the year to get into that. And win-lose coming up in 45 minutes will be outstanding. So we say this all the time on this show. You probably hear it constantly on this network as well. It's better to be lucky than good. But I think in order to be good, you have to be lucky. And that comes, with betting anything, but specifically the NFL. And whether you're investing your hard-earned money and betting these games on a daily or a weekly basis, or you're getting involved in ATS contests, you have to have the breaks go your way. You have to win the coin flip games more often than not. And yesterday was like the perfect example of how many coin flip games we had. Unfortunately for me, I was on the wrong end of a bunch of them. So already off to a bad start with some of the ways that these broke. But Bucks Falcons, absolutely coin flip game. Yep. And Koo does it again. He haunted that team last year.
Come on, Jonathan Vilma. I can't believe he missed. I'm shocked.
I was listening to that live.
He missed 9 kicks last year.
He was terrible last year.
Come on, man. Does it again. To your point, whether it's ATS contests, Circa Millions, or Survivor around the world in the best contest in the world right here at Circa. The Broncos, squeaky bum time. All the turnovers.
Sure.
Nonsense. Knicks was atrocious. So was Peyton. Steeler game. Cardinals. Is it a touchdown? Oh, the head ball comes loose, right? You can bet your ass Moore's going to go for 2 in the win as well. Seattle, San Francisco. How do you lose that if you have Seattle?
Made me sick.
The Bengals. How did the Bengals win the game? They had 7 yards of offense in the second half. The kid misses an extra point and a 35-yard field goal. Give me a break.
Much like going back to last Thursday, Dak Prescott deserved better. Joe Flacco deserved a lot better yesterday.
Sure he did.
His wide receivers completely let him down. Back-to-back drops when they're driving in Bengals territory.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, and then your big boy is Sunday night.
Well, that's going to haunt me for the next who knows how long.
Which I know you could have grabbed like 20, 30 to 1 on the Bills in play, but Evan Abrams had a great tweet, and again, this is what Harbaugh does. I can't trust this organization. Sick and tired of the Ravens. Most double-digit leads blown since 2020. 49ers 13, Ravens 12. He did it last year against the Raiders in Week 2. He does it again to start. How about you go for 2? How about you actually go for it when it's 4th and 2? Where are the RPOs? You have Lamar Jackson and Henry. They cannot stop you. How do you lose that game?
Yep.
Ridiculous.
So a lot of numbers to get into from that game. And I had them in the contest. It was my biggest bet as well for the weekend. But that's something like, do you really look at taking the other side, Paul, when they go up 40-25 and they're just marching along? I mean, they were a machine. And you're like, oh my God, Baltimore's not going to lose this year. And
right.
I have them -1. I got a money line. I got them every which way but loose, right?
40-32, I would have considered it.
You would have.
Yes.
It's something I'm going to have to file away. Like, what's the cash out at that point, right? Are they offering me pretty much my entire bet?
Correct.
Then why?
Pretty much. Yep.
Why take the chance?
It's a good idea.
I think I'm going to have to start to do that from now on.
It's a good idea, especially in baseball. But that's the missed extra point comes back to haunt you.
Okay, so again,
I like what you said before the show. You have Jackson and Henry. Every time you run the ball, they're a total sieve. Or you can just keep it, and Flowers is wide open.
Yes. They had no answer for you the entire game. And if, by the way, the correct move there is to go for 2. I'm not saying that because he missed the extra point, but you go for 2 to go up by 17 points. Much like the correct move, no-brainer, and this really got me steaming mad watching the game. I'm bitter because I had a loser. Why would you punt?
Oh, that's terrible.
And as I tweeted out, can you read the room, please? This was Buffalo in the fourth quarter. They started the one drive with like 2 plays in the third quarter, but this carried over into the fourth, and beginning in the fourth quarter, they finished off that drive by going 72 yards, scored a touchdown in 2 minutes. There was a 2-minute drive in there that resulted in a punt, got the ball back, 80 yards in just over 3 minutes, touchdown, scored in a minute after Henry fumbled to make it 40-38 Baltimore, and then 4th and 2. Again, this is a great tweet that I got from Schmidt on X. He was listening to the Bills radio call of the game on that series, 4th and 2, and they were basically saying the tone was, they will run the RPO when they need the first down, and we can't stop it. And they didn't even say, here, Lamar, put the ball in your hands and go make magic happen. Let's punt the ball back when you had no chance of stopping Buffalo for the most part over that entire second half, but more importantly, the fourth quarter. Here you go, Josh. 90 seconds to play. And we're up by 2, by the way. So all you have to do is get in field goal range.
Yes, a field goal beats you. How do you punt there? Oh, that's cowardly. Oh, it's so bad, Harbaugh.
By the way, this is from a guy who has embraced analytics for a long time.
That's right. Goes for 2 in the win all the time. Goes for it in his own territory on a regular, except this time. Come on.
Benjamin Solak with a tweet. The Ravens have now lost 8 games since 2021, in which at one point during the game they had a win probability of at least 90%.
Oh, come on.
That's 3 more than the next closest team.
That's a money quote.
That's how bad it is.
Good tweet. File this away when the 1 seed's on the line in December, by the way.
How about this one? From Dante Fleming. Teams with 40-plus points and 235-plus rushing yards in a game were 277-0, including the playoffs. There you go. The one loser.
Yeah.
And the Bills are the first team in NFL history to be down by 15-plus points with under 4 minutes left, and they won the game in regulation. Yeah, I'm on the Ravens every way imaginable.
Yep.
You can't have that stuff go against you.
Sick.
And here's the thing.
They let up, too. That's the other thing. They let up.
Yep.
That's on the coach. You do this on a regular basis. And I'd say the same thing if it was Shanahan. Shanahan does it on a regular basis. Go for the kill shot. Put them away. But they got comfortable. Buffalo didn't quit. And now you go home with a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, that wasn't even a coin flip game at 40-25. The game's over with.
No, yeah, totally.
Everything that we just ran down. Impossible to lose the game.
Yeah. Ozzie said someone saw 40-1.
I would buy it.
I believe it. I mean, to be down in that situation, 5-6 minutes left and come all the way back and win, that's just unacceptable. But just madness. That's how the season should start every single year. Crazy.
What do you want to say about Baltimore long-term this year, by the way?
I can't take them seriously.
They're so freaking good, it's insane.
Yeah, but I don't care. They'll find a way to lose again. Oh. Just like last year. They were the better team. They turned the ball over 3 times. You have the silly drop from Andrews. They'll find a way to lose.
That offense is going to be unstoppable this year. Unfreaking stoppable.
Well, are they going to stop people?
There you go.
What happened to the defense?
Well, it was also they're taking on that elite offense as well by the MVP, led by the MVP. But
Bills-Jets should be fun Sunday. I would say the Bills have a lot of issues too. I mean, Flowers is wide open. Yeah. Feel free to cover somebody here. What the options were, but their schedule certainly sets up easy. Coming up in a lot of winnable games, and they should be. You look at what happened in the division around them. Patriots look like trash. The big news at halftime: the Patriots removed Drake May from the Hall of Fame. That was a big story. What happened with the Jets? Although that was entertaining, they can't stop anything. And the Dolphins might be the worst team in the league. So certainly right there for the Bills to get the 1 seed, even with a porous defense.
I'm stronger on this than I was before the season started, and they should have lost the game last night. I would lay up to 4.5 games that they're going to win the division by.
Yeah, now that's up to $6, $7.
Yeah,
interesting. What that price is now. Everyone lost in the division and what they looked like.
Well, based on one game, and not to overreact here, but the Jets look like they're going to be the closest competition. Mm-hmm. Like Fields was awesome yesterday, but also what does that mean for the Steelers long term with that defense? Mm-hmm. Because what if he doesn't play like that the entire year? The Steelers defense not going to be the same unit that we've grown to love over the last 25 years.
Oh, I was shocked by that. They had no answer.
No.
They gashed him on the ground.
Killed him.
Yeah, whatever they wanted. It was just a big turnover. And Boswell, which he's in Opry territory, from 56 and 60. And hit the net. Would have been good from 70.
I think, you know what, and this was, you were betting him a lot last year down the stretch. As long as the price is right, don't you have to look at betting Boswell like almost every single game to have the longest field goal?
Well, it's just like Aubrey. He trusts him from anywhere on the field.
Sure.
He was in a damned if you do situation there at the end, but he'll trot him out there from 56 on 4th and short.
Yep.
He doesn't care.
How about
it was a great win for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
How about the overall lack of upsets?
Well, I know, but we should have had some. I mean, there's just no way Cincinnati should win that game.
No, none.
No way. Arizona messed around. You know, we broke the story. We had it here live yesterday that Murray woke up sick. Denver's not supposed to win that game. 4 takeaways by Tennessee resulted in only 6 points. And Callahan was also bad in that game. I mean, you recover the muff punt, and you go past, you get sacked back-to-back plays. Run something safe. You're already in field goal range. You have a rookie quarterback. You know that's going to happen. And then what he did before halftime. They're backed up, and then Denver only has 2 timeouts. If you run the ball 3 times, you go to halftime. He goes pass, pass, pass. Denver gets a short field. They cash in and have throw a touchdown pass.
Brian, we're going to play some audio from Brian Callahan a little bit later on in the show. We'll ask you, when a coach makes a comment like this, and he's not even admitting it, he flat out doesn't know the rules, how does he have a job? It was a very important play in the game.
Yeah.
He didn't challenge because he thought that they were going to lose automatically. He does not know the rules. That would have been a catch. I could not believe he said this after the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how the guy has a job today. No exaggeration. You have to know this. You have to.
Yeah.
Up next, another Week 1 betting storyline has to do with totals. Unders crush it during Week 1. We'll give you the numbers coming up and look at Week 2 point spreads and totals coming up here on VSiN.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We are live in downtown Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino here on a Monday. In 15 minutes, Nick Whalen joins the program to preview Monday Night Football. Totals crushed it. Paulie, unders did this weekend. 12-3.
How about the 11-1 start yesterday? And the only game that goes over was the game with the lowest total. Who would have had Jets Steelers as the most entertaining game in a shootout? That was 35-1, highest scoring game before Sunday night gets there and overtakes them.
Well, if you were on that bet, because that's a Sunday only market, correct?
Yeah.
You had to take the over in the game last night. Then.
Yeah, right. Or if you had Steelers most points.
That or
another vicious
and
speed.
you could play like alt overs with these teams.
Yeah.
You're in a good position then if you were betting that, yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but had it started or had it finished 14-2 tonight pending, it would have been the best win percentage since 1995 for any week with the unders yesterday, all coming in. So, but we had a year, a couple years ago in the NFL where we had a ton of unders, right? Where the market was moving big time with the totals, like by week 2, 3, 4, whatever it was.
That's the one I feel bad about, getting off to slow starts and defenses ahead of the offenses, just like college.
Sure.
Yep. Bad job.
And then we have week 2 numbers as well. The Thursday night game, Commanders are playing the Packers. Like the look ahead, Packers 2.5, now 3.5 in this game. Total 48 or 48.5. How you feeling about your Packers after yesterday?
Love them. Great performance. Feel even better about Detroit win total under. I think you have to like the Bears tonight after what you watched with Detroit about how important Johnson is.
Yeah.
Goff, 1 completion over 19 yards. They weren't going to score a touchdown until the kid makes the amazing catch.
Yep.
On 4th down, I like the under Thursday night, and I like the Packers. And a good job by Washington defensively, although I can say that's some bad Russell Wilson, too, and horrible play calling from Dable. It's 1st and goal from the 1. Cam gets the ball, if need be, 4 times in a row.
Every time.
These guys he comes out, pass, incomplete. Pass. Oh, we got to settle for 3. So I know Quinn said it was a big point of emphasis. Let's fix this defense, and they look good, but I know it was some bad Giants as well. And certainly Green Bay's got a nasty defense, and they were phenomenal yesterday. So I would lean. I want the Packers, and I want the under in that game Thursday, and it's a good game.
Let me tie in something I saw in college this weekend as well, because it just drives me nuts. I think it was Middle Tennessee State against Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah,
they're driving right. It's a tight game.
Yeah.
It's 4th and an inch, and they go shotgun. One guess. They lost like 3 yards.
Yeah.
Of course, it had no chance of working.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing there? So the Bears are playing at the Lions. Lions were 4.5. That is now touching 5.5 at some books in the game. Sight unseen here with the Bears. Did not look pretty with the Lions yesterday.
It's an understatement. How about Gibbs? 10 catches for 30 yards.
Fewest amount of yards ever from somebody who caught 10 passes.
What are we doing? Under duress, no time to throw, and everything's short. And no creativity or imagination. As much as they miss Johnson, they also have the issues on the offensive line. But they've won and they've covered 10 in a row off a loss. And that's a great matchup as Johnson goes against Detroit here.
Well, let me give you some numbers here why you should be alarmed with Jared Goff from yesterday's performance. His time to throw was 3.09 seconds on average. That was the 3rd most in the entire league. I'll expand on that coming up in a second. His average completed air yards, 3.3. 4th lowest behind Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, who was all dink and dunk, and Bo Nix. Average intended air yards, 4.5, tied for the 2nd lowest all day yesterday with Justin Fields. Okay. And his air yards to the sticks, 3.5 yards behind the sticks on average. 7th shortest in the entire league. Last year, remember, we had Thor Nystrom come on in the summertime, and he said that Ben Johnson working with Jared Goff was all about timing. Like they knew what was going to happen. He knew where everybody was going to be in passing plays. I told you that yesterday, time to throw 3.09 seconds. Good protection there. So they were allowing him time to make up his mind and go to the 2nd, 3rd progression. Last year, he got the ball out 2.79 seconds. Faster. Boom. I know what we're going to do. Guys are going to be open. Here we go. Average completed air yards last year, 5.1 compared to 3.3 yesterday. Average intended air yards last year, full season, 6.8 to 4.5. That's where you're starting 1 week, not to get nuts, but you're already seeing maybe a Ben Johnson effect here on Jared Goff.
Yep. I'll give you another one, too, and it also includes Washington and other teams, but a ton of penalties. Washington was sloppy.
Yeah.
Jacksonville had a ton of penalties, and there was a lot of games where teams were like Tennessee as well. Tennessee had as many penalty yards as yards in the game yesterday. So you get a lot of things that these teams have to clean up.
Tell you what, I don't think I'm going to be laying 12.5 with the Ravens against the Browns. Now, that was the Bengals offense.
Yeah.
They always struggle under Zach Taylor in the first couple of weeks. My God, Myles Garrett looked like a man on a mission yesterday. He's tracking down Joe Burrow. That defense looked good again. But the Bengals didn't do anything on offense of note.
No business winning that game. The 2 interceptions were huge, and a big surprise out of that one is Flacco was BFFs with Njoku. It was all about Fannin.
God, I missed that one.
Fannin had like seven grabs. I told you on air. I said Fannin.
I thought that. Well, I've been saying it for weeks. But I also brought up, I wanted his number. I thought they bumped it up to like 19.5 yesterday on the opening number.
Fannin. Damn it.
Now, so what is he next week now in this matchup?
I don't know.
He goes from 19.5 to 38.5?
I know. You had the love affair with Njoku. The new kid comes in. You're feeding him nonstop.
I just don't know. I think there's an angle here where the Browns are going to be able to score some points against Baltimore.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely.
The Giants are playing at the Cowboys. Dallas 4.5, 5.5. I know they announced it earlier today, I guess, that Russell Wilson's going to get another shot. I'd already make up my mind. He would not see the field again this year. I'd be done. It would be Jackson Dart and or Jameis Winston. Wilson's completely shot.
That's it?
I'm done.
Really?
I've seen enough.
Okay.
And that's not just one game. That's like the last 3 years and this game yesterday.
Defense looked good. Hung in there. The offense didn't help them out.
They had 5 drives where they didn't have any more than 15 yards.
Yep. When he was under duress, he was 2 of 12. So you know what Dallas is going to do and bring the heat. Dallas hung in there against Philadelphia and deserved a better fate. So I would hope there'd be a quarterback change early, but that was Giants are better than that. Wilson did a terrible job.
Yep. Bengals were 5.5 hosting the Jags. That's down to 3.5.
Well, Jacksonville was good, but here we go with Carolina again and Bryce Young.
I know.
So what do I take from that?
Well, Carolina was atrocious yesterday.
Yeah, couldn't do anything, and the Etienne run was big. But again, Cohen's got a lot of things to clean up, and it's great. You can do it after a win, but blowout win, endured the delay, and a lot of penalties. But they look good, and there's your guy, the tight end. You mentioned that yesterday. He had a nice game.
Oh, Strange.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
4 for 59 in the game.
Yeah, but a bad job by Carolina. They were putrid. And I have to go the under in the Rams game.
So do I.
What is Cam Ward going to do? He's not moving the ball against these guys. He's just too raw, and it's going to be. Yep. They're not helping out with the play calling. He's taking too many sacks. There was nothing there in terms of anything down the field. I know it was the Denver defense, but did you see what L.A. did to Houston? So I can't believe the total is this high in a Rams-Titans game.
Well, I think you need to get on it like immediately because it's only going to sink. It's at 40. You can still find like 42.5 out there the way it looks, but I think that's going to go. And those are some key numbers, obviously, with totals. I think there's a chance this one could close like around 40. And based on what we saw again yesterday, Paul, the Texans are going to have problems this year because of that offensive line. Mm-hmm. Now, Stroud has only sacked 3 times, but their defense is going to be good enough to keep them in games, as we saw all game yesterday. But so the Rams took money, by the way. Opened up 5.5, now up to 6.5.
Yeah, it took them a half to figure out what was going on offensively, but they have plenty of weapons, and all that time away, Stafford with the back, that showed.
That was pretty nasty with Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
The blood underneath the eyeball.
Yeah.
Bills are 45.5 against the Jets. This total's on the uptick, by the way.
It has to go up.
I think so, too.
This is the 3rd year we're doing this now, where the Jets can't stop anything, and I got to hear about how good their defense is.
It's amazing.
It's guys wide open.
It'll be every single year.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But fantastic game. Good job by Fields. And I should have been stronger on Fields yesterday with the rushing attempts and rushing yards because he's dangerous running the ball. And I think there are going to be packages for him where it's just design stuff. And at any time he can take off and run and get you. So I don't see who's stopping no one's stopping either team in that game.
Well, I also can't wait to see where Garrett Wilson's going to open up in this game because he is going to be, again, wide receiver number 1 for that team, and he is going to be, like, the targets are going to be there for Wilson all year long. And he has this rapport from playing with Fields before, obviously in college and stuff like that, but I think he's on pace to, he is already on pace. He projects as a guy who could have a really big season based on where he's at and, like, the other talent around him. You want to lay 6.5 with the 49ers. They were 7. on the road against the Saints.
Can't do it.
Just by
defense was good, though.
I'll say this. Just by watching the games yesterday, the Saints were easily a better football team than Miami.
Yep. The short yardage stuff was an abomination out of San Francisco. The running game, the stuff inside the 5-yard line. And Moody again. How many kicks does he have to miss before you make a change? He's 50% on field goals since week 10 of last year.
Oh.
Can you believe it? Let's run him out there again. He missed another one. I'll be damned.
And by the way, Christian McCaffrey, yeah, guys, game time. Oh, he's going to go? I don't know about the calf. Looked like he was 24 years old. Nick Whalen previews Monday Night Football with us coming up next.
There's no better time to join VSiN Pro. Right now, get started for just $9.99 for your first 30 days or save 50% off with an annual subscription. As a Pro user, you'll get our newly updated NFL betting guide, as well as the college football betting guide, the ultimate playbook packed with expert picks, team previews, and best bets. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive features like real-time betting splits, daily best bets, and full access to the VSiN Watch app. Don't miss out. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Get your edge this season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We'll hit Monday Night Football here. Get some player props as we head out to the Progressive Guest Line. Nick Whalen joins the program now. He is with RotoWire. He's going to join us on Mondays throughout the entire football season to talk Monday Night Football. Follow him on X at WHA, the number 1 EN. Nick, good afternoon. How did week 1 treat you?
It was a week of ups and downs, guys. Good to be here again to recap it. Tough break on Baltimore. Played them in Circa Millions. So thought the hay was in the barn there with about 4 minutes left. And, you look away for a couple minutes and all of a sudden, there's Buffalo lining up somehow for a game-winning field goal. So that was that was a tough kick at the end of the Sunday. But other than that, things went all right. It was heavily leveraged in the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we talked about last week, which is not something I would recommend doing very often, but when they are at home against the Carolina Panthers, even when there's a 90-minute weather delay in the middle of the second quarter, I was glad to see that they were able to take care of business. We escaped with Arizona, luckily stayed away from Denver in the contest, but overall, slightly more hits than misses so far in week 1, but we'll see if that continues tonight.
I couldn't believe Miami. To have 30 yards in the first half. And for the first time since 1977, a team scored on every possession. That was a travesty what happened in that game.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I write up a pick for every game over at RotoWire each week, and every week I do a Nick Whalen stay away of the week, the game I'm not betting no matter what. And this was an easy choice. But to be honest, in my heart of hearts, I probably would have leaned Miami. I kind of bought in on this idea of, okay, I don't like betting futures with the Dolphins because you worry about everybody staying healthy. You worry about Tyreek Hill staying on the roster, staying out of trouble. But week 1, all right, Tua's healthy, Tyreek's healthy, Waddle's healthy. Maybe they come out of the gates fast. They're playing in a dome. That was an all-time laydown. I mean, you knew that game was over by the end of the first quarter. I think it was, 43 yards of total offense in the first half. I mean, Tyreek Hill has now gone a full calendar year, guys, without a play of more than 30 yards. I mean, that's what Tyreek Hill does. Wow. If he's not doing that, I don't know what else he's really giving you. And, now it puts us in this strange situation where it's like Miami can't possibly play that worse again in week 2, could they? And, are we now overvaluing the Indianapolis Colts? I don't feel like we got a representative sample from either of these teams. There's no way that might be Daniel Jones' best fantasy game of the entire season. I will say the one thing that I think we can take away from that game concretely is that Tyler Warren is going to be a factor for the Colts. Way. I mean, this is a guy that, he was kind of going as like the tight end 11 or 12, like borderline starter in a lot of leagues. I mean, 78% snap share for him before garbage time, was on the field for 27 of 33 passing plays, a guy that they use in the slot. They split him out wide. They use him as a traditional tight end. I mean, 2 series into the game, it was clear that he belongs on the field. No question. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about this before the break as well. Paulie and I brought up the name Harold Fannin a lot in the offseason, and yet I stayed away from him yesterday. It was I thought it was going to be a smaller number than 19.5. I mean, he just flies by that, and laddering him yesterday would have been a dream come true. So you could go any position here, but based on injuries or based on results from week 1, is there a guy that you're looking to pick up either in fantasy or maybe to ladder in week 2? Yeah, I mean, as far as fantasy goes, I actually think the most opportunity right now is probably at the tight end position. It's a pretty tough week if you need a running back. And thankfully, we didn't see too many running back injuries. But, Dylan Sampson in Cleveland would probably be the guy. But then, Quinshon Judkins might make his debut. So I'm just trying to stay away from that situation as a whole. But Brock Bowers, George Kittle, Evan Ingram all come out of week 1, varying degrees of banged up. So, if you're playing fantasy, there's a pretty decent chance that you might need some tight end depth this week. You mentioned Harold Fannin. I mean, he's got to be at least in consideration, a guy who's less than 1% rostered right now in ESPN leagues. Browns used a ton of heavy personnel, a ton of 2 tight end personnel in week 1, 55 snaps for Harold Fannin. And it's not like he was taken away necessarily from David Njoku, who played 64 snaps. I think these guys could coexist. And there's a real possibility to me, guys, that the Browns could trade David Njoku, who's in the final year of his contract. I know it's not the NBA where guys like that are just automatically dealt, but it really makes no sense for Cleveland to keep him past the deadline. So he's somebody that you could pick up and use in the short term and then could really pay dividends later in the season. If we want to go a little bit deeper, Jawan Johnson, he's like 1% rostered right now, played 74 out of 75 snaps for the Saints. They have 2 other tight ends, Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau, who are both on the PUP list right now. There's just no competition whatsoever for Juwan Johnson. 11 targets for him in week 1, tied his career high with 8 catches, 76 yards. Not going to be doing that every week, of course, but at the same time, the Saints couldn't run the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively really at all this season, and no team may be playing from behind more than the New Orleans Saints. So even though the quality of the targets may be called into question, I think we're going to see a heavy pass script from Spencer Rattler just by default.
All right, Nick, let's get to the game tonight. Great matchup, Monday Night Football. Minnesota has owned Chicago, going back on a 7-1 run. I think Christmas has come early today, though, with a player. And I know in the summer we talked to Paul Charchin. He loved everything Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, a league in touchdowns. Jordan Mason, they get 2 tonight. He's going to be the goal line back. Who's your source, Paul? Oh, Aaron Jones. I talked to him at the draft party. So plus 180 on Jordan Mason, anytime touchdown?
I'm doing it.
Damn right.
I even found a plus 190 out there earlier today, guys. So make sure you shop around. I mean, Minnesota brought in Jordan Mason for a very, very distinct reason. Like they could have had any of these, kind of retread RB2 types around the NFL, and they went and seeked out a guy who is a great goal line back. I mean, Minnesota, for as many points as they were putting up, for as many games as they won last season, they were a consistently bad red zone team. I mean, 55% conversion rate in the red zone last year. That was 19th in the NFL. It was worse than the Miami Dolphins. I think he's going to get the goal line work right away. And I would not be surprised if by midseason he ends up kind of being the primary running back for this team. Almost a Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet type of situation like we're seeing unfold in Seattle. I mean, you look at what Aaron Jones did in the red zone last year. I love Aaron Jones as a player. He's not the red zone back that he was 3 or 4 years ago in Green Bay. 24 carries inside the 10-yard line, converted only 3 of those into touchdowns. He had 13 carries inside the 5-yard line and finished with -2 total yards on those carries. So I think they are done with that experiment. I think if Minnesota has a drive that they work inside the 10, inside the 5, we're going to see Jordan Mason end up cashing that in. And I don't know if we see a high volume passing script overall, right? I mean, it's basically the debut of essentially a rookie quarterback in JJ McCarthy. As much as you'd like to be able to unleash him right away, as much as I trust Kevin O'Connell, I think you have to play this relatively conservatively in his true NFL debut.
Is that why you like the under too? It was 45, but now 43 and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the potential of the Ben Johnson offense with all these weapons in Chicago, the potential of that hitting the ground running does scare me a little bit. At the same time, you have a great defense, a defense that was awesome last year, that added even more pieces, that has maybe the best DC in the NFL on the other side. So I think if it was against a different opponent, I wouldn't necessarily love the under here, because I think there is some real potential for Chicago to take a step forward. But so many question marks, I think, for both of these offenses. As much as I respect Ben Johnson, kind of got to see it before we officially buy in. Again, really tough matchup against Brian Flores. And then, we'll see on JJ McCarthy, man. I'm here in Packerland, here in Wisconsin. People were excited when the Vikings took JJ McCarthy. I don't know when things flipped and we just decided that he's just going to be great from the jump. I need to see it before I believe it.
So if he does go to a guy, like a one individual player tonight more than any other, are you looking to target Justin Jefferson, who of course is going to come in with big numbers anyway because of who he is with the prop markets? Or do you want to look at a tight end position? You want to look at a secondary receiver? Who do you want to focus on here as JJ's maybe number one target overall?
For me, it's TJ Hawkinson. And, it's worth noting, of course, no Jordan Addison to begin the year. He's suspended for the first 3 games. Yeah, they go out and get Adam Thielen, who has familiarity with Minnesota, but he has no familiarity with JJ McCarthy himself. So for me, it's TJ Hawkinson. Looking at over 4.5 receptions. You can get that at plus money at just about any book right now. 19 targets for TJ Hawkinson in the 2 games against Chicago last year. I think he's just the classic safety valve option here, right? JJ McCarthy's he's not going to throw the ball 12 times in this game, but I also think they don't want him throwing it 38 to 40 times unless they absolutely have to. I think this is a, script the first couple of drives. Don't take any shots that you don't need to take down the field. Find your reliable tight end over the middle. And I think TJ Hawkinson, to me, ends up being the guy. So Justin Jefferson will get his, but I don't love betting the over on that at whatever it is, 7.5.
Right.
For the debut of McCarthy. So a little more comfortable with Hawkinson.
Okay. And then one guy that you would look at with the Bears as well. Who would it be?
On the Bears side of things, it's so tough to figure out because it felt like every week during training camp, you'd hear a story about DJ Moore, and then it was Olamide Zaccheaus, and then it was Luther Burden. The guy I'm curious to see, though, is last year's first-round pick, Roma Dunze. And I'm looking at the over 3.5 receptions for him. The closer we've gotten to week 1, the more it seems like he's going to be functioning as that true number 1, that X receiver. That doesn't mean DJ Moore is going to be totally marginalized, but I think they want Roma Dunze to take a huge step forward this season. I don't think that was ever going to happen under Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus. I think as last year went along, that became clear that was just going to be a sinking ship. But if there's one guy who can unlock Rome Odunze, who to me was my favorite receiver in the draft last year, it is Ben Johnson. So he's a guy I would look to tonight on the Chicago side.
Follow Nick on X. He is at WHA1EN, and he's also with RotoWire, and they have tons of unbelievable information every single football season. Nick, thanks for the time today. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Great job.
And he was on the Progressive guest line.
NFL season underway. The edge goes to those with the best data. VSiN Pro delivers real-time DK and Circa betting splits, so you can see where the public and sharps are putting their money. In the morning email recapping every best bet, every host, every guest. 24/7 video on the VSiN Watch app and all the tools. And the prop analyzer. Get it $9.99. Save big, $9.99. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Win some, lose some. Up next, Paulie will tell you about all the big tickets that cashed and maybe the worst beat of the entire baseball season.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Madness in Buffalo last night. Most points scored, Bills 10-1. Highest scoring game, Bills-Ravens 7-1. Fewest points, Giants 11-1. Lowest scoring game, Texans-Rams 9-1. Troy says he saw the Bills at 13-1, down 8 in the fourth quarter.
When Baltimore was punting.
TMI Ozzy said he saw 40-1. How do you lose that game? Most passing yards. My mistake. Josh Allen, 10-1. Geno Smith looked great in the Raider win. It was Geno was 20-1.
I concur.
But Josh Allen had a phenomenal game and passed him late last night. Most rushing yards, likewise, Henry plus 650. Most receiving yards, Flowers 20-1. First touchdown of the season. Atlanta Falcons 11-1. The dump off to Robinson. No problem.
Took it to the house.
No overtime, plus 175. Anytime touchdowns, Long 16-1. Skoranek 22-1. Friday, Mahomes anytime touchdown, plus 550. First touchdown of the game, Johnston here at Circa 26-1. 2 touchdowns, 35-1. Herbert 3 touchdown passes, 7-1. No turnover in the game, 8-1. College football, Army 6-1. How about that? You look like trash week 1, lose
Sure.
at home, and you beat K-State. South Florida 6-1. Sun Belt Billy in trouble.
Another one. We talked about that.
Another
right?
spit job. Guy spits in his face. Huge penalty.
Yeah, I know. We had them. I did anyway. An upset alert. Florida on Friday. You kind of poo-pooed it, but regardless, we talked about South Florida 15-1 to make the playoffs before that game.
Yeah.
Paul, they can get blown up by Miami this week. They probably still have to be the leader in the clubhouse.
Those are 2 good wins. Bryant plus 430. Beat UMass. Mississippi State plus 220.
Now, here you go. I had them on the money line, and I had them to plus the points. What in God's name was Arizona State doing on the final play?
Sending a cover 0? I don't get it. You just want to hand them the game?
They did.
How about second and was it first? It was either first. I think it was first and goal from the 1. Stuffed.
Yes, it was.
Stuffed kicks the field goal.
Kicked the field goal
from the 1 yard line.
Yes.
I can't believe this. Jacksonville State 2-1. Beat Liberty. Baylor 7-1 in play. SMU, how do you lose that game? Again, Lashley going conservative. College kicker misses 2. They blew a 2-touchdown lead late in the game at home. UFC Hughes by submission 9-1. To win in round 2, 12-1. Under rounds prop plus 340. Rachmaninoff round 1, 9-1. Knockout 5-1. Jones in round 2, 10-1. Sola round 3, 18-1. St. Denis round 2, 9-1. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. This was at a casino, Ultimate X, $5 denomination. Royale with cheese, 5 times. $100,000. Dealt 4 to the Royal. Just happened to Mitch. You rarely get it, but this individual did. That's your big boy. He gets the jack. So it's a $20,000 Royal on Ultimate X times 5. $100,000.
Oh.
The stuff that's on Instagram, so good.
What are you thinking when you get dealt 4 there and there's a 5 times multiplier? You take a breath, right? You're like, uh-oh, this could be the big one.
Oh, it's a milk job.
Yeah, you don't hit it right away.
I know a guy who would get dealt 4 to the Royal. He would order a beer and drink the beer and then hit the button.
Yeah, you take the dog for a walk.
You do, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, me, you either chill the champagne or you go in your pants. Absolutely.
What you said there is I was dealt 4 to a Royal today on 5 play.
0 for 5.
0 for 5. Good feeling.
Let's go to Yellowstone. How about a black wolf in Yellowstone National Park? Look at this guy. Walks in the street. Okay. Wow. Right out of a movie.
No kidding.
That's unbelievable. Incredible job by the driver to get that. Great job. Black wolf in Yellowstone National Park. And how about the dog here? Always got to get a dog video in. Yep. Let's open it up. It rained all day. What's the French bulldog going to do? Oh, look, all the it's filled up. Okay, right in. Spin cycle. He goes right in with the spill. Yeah, it's spinning around in the bucket of water. nonstop, and away we go. All right. That's excellent.
Look at the coat on that dog.
Yeah, nice. I wasn't expecting that one. That is phenomenal. Good job, everyone. Send that in, Luke. I'll put that up later. Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Thanks to everyone who always sends them in. Lose some. Falcons plus 2.5 down to pick. Deserve the better fate. But again, some short yardage issues as well. North Texas, 9.5 up to 13. Oregon State, Fresno under. 48.5 down to 45.5. Cincinnati, 18 up to 22.5. Arkansas State under. 64.5 to 61.5. Memphis over. 54 up to 58. Tulane won the game, didn't cover. 9.5 up to 13.5. Likewise, New Mexico, 13.5 up to 19.5. Bad for the books. Oklahoma, Michigan under. 47.5 to 44. Missouri State from 10 down to 6.5. An all-time moose in Baltimore Saturday. No-hitter was 30-1. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, Yamamoto. 1 out away from a no-hitter. 4-0. Home run, another hit. Okay, let's go to the bullpen. Would you believe that the Dodgers lost the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, 4-0? Not only does he blow the no-hitter, they lost the game. Orioles walk them off 5-4. Dodgers and under becomes Orioles and over. You can't be serious.
No, that has to be the worst beat of the year.
Oh.
Has to be.
It's one of the worst beats all time.
8 2/3, no.
The guy's cruising. They can't get a guy on base, and they score 5 in the ninth.
As a side note, the LA Dodgers are 23-24 since July 4th.
Begging to be caught. And the Padres, they're 260 to win the division. They have a 1-game lead. Come on. Arizona State money line. Can't lose that game. Horrible job all around. Short yardage at the goal line, then the cover 0. Old Miss, 7.5? Not the nonsense with that game. And then Kiffin afterwards. I'd like to apologize to the gamblers out there. He settles for the field goal to go up 10. There's some red zone issues. And then somehow Kentucky comes down and kicks a field goal with 15 seconds left to put it on 7.
Yeah. I'm wondering if anybody's going to get involved here, like U.S. Integrity or the NCAA. Because Kentucky, Stoops actually made the right decision there by kicking the field goal. That's the right play.
You're down 10. Yeah.
But he wasn't going to do that.
No.
So then Lane takes the time out there for some idiotic reason. There was no reason to do that whatsoever. They were not going to kick the field goal. He takes the time out. Stoops thinks about it, kicks the field goal, and then immediately after the game, Lane Kiffin tells the reporter on national TV, "I'm sorry to all the gamblers out there who had us." What? Are you serious?
Looked like you didn't want it, Lane.
They also got hosed on a couple of calls in that game.
And I believe our friend of the show, Chad Andrus, was at this game. Northern Colorado was a 30-point underdog to Colorado State. They threw a touchdown on 4th down to go up, and they were going to win the game. And it got overturned. He sent me the play. I don't know how it was overturned. It was cleaner than Megatron against the Bears.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were a 30-point dog on a money line. Would have won the game. And Ozzie had it. And Ozzie also had North Dakota 22-1 against Kansas State when all they needed was a first down or 1 stop the previous week. I can't believe that was called incomplete. Before the line moves, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart or outmuscle billion-dollar books or full-time sharps on your own. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI and plugged into trusted insider sources, Sharp Plays delivers the edge serious bettors use every day. Free reports, alerts, market-moving insights, and straight to your inbox or X-feed. They've been at it since 2011. Jeff and the crew do an excellent job and been with Follow the Money since day one. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. SharpPlays.com. He is connected and knows everyone. SharpPlays.com. Stay ahead of the line in the game.
There was also a bad call. They picked up the flag, if I recall correctly, in the Mississippi State-Arizona State game. Dillingham lost his mind. ASU got completely screwed there by the refs with that one call early in the game. That's when the cowbells were really at like a decibel level of 600.
Okay.
Stormy, who was on the game for ESPN, obviously she's on with JVT before us here on VSiN. She said her ears are still ringing from that game.
Yeah?
This is her 4th year. First time she's ever been at a game where they tore down the goalposts. That's unlikely to ever happen again in her career. And but the field storming, that's got to happen probably, I don't know what, once a year probably for a reporter on average.
Did you get involved at halftime with Clemson?
I should have my head examined for not.
Boy, they have issues.
Yes, they do.
And now they go to Georgia Tech.
That's probably not. Are you surprised by the number?
I'll tell you, it's full marks to Dan Orlovsky, who said it a long time ago. It's the